LUTs don't just work when you slap it on your footage. No matter how promising or convincing the creator or the developer of the LUT is, you will definitely have to do some tweaks, because most often than not, they are definitely going to have a different setup in terms of the camera that they use to shoot those footages that they use as a test for the LUTs that they are selling to you, or they might shoot in a different log profile than yours. So you are definitely going to have to do some work to the LUTs. But you can be on the safer side when, if you apply the LUTs, it works well on the skin, then you didn't have so much trouble to get yourself out of, because if the skin is preserved and is colored with the LUTs beautifully, all that you need to do will be some minor micro adjustments to the environment, because the skin is what is much more essential if you're working with shots that has people in them. I've designed my own LUT, which is available over here on my YouTube channel, so I'm going to leave it up over there so that you can click on it if you haven't seen it. But finish this video so that you will know exactly how to apply the LUT, because as I said, no matter how promising the LUT is, you're still going to have to do some micro adjustments, and that's the reason why we're here today, to teach ourselves how to make LUTs effective. So let's get right into it. So just as I said, I'm going to be using my LUT, the one I just designed, which is available over here on my YouTube channel. So if you like the look in the end, you can do yourself some good by downloading it from my YouTube channel. The link is up there, so click on it and serve yourself some goodie. This shot is from a client's project, and what actually makes me love this shot is that it's very practical, because we have a lot of skin tones, different skin tones, from light skinned all the way to white skin. There's different skin conditions and all that. So the LUT is going to be applied, and you're going to notice that if the skin is not distracted by the LUT, you're going to have it so easy to work around the footage. So let us get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to find my hero shot. All right, think from the edge of the shot, you notice that most of the models have their eyes closed, and I'm going to make it as much as I can to have most of them having their eyes open. So I think there's the model on the left, or the extreme left, is the one who didn't necessarily open her eyes, but the rest of them have their eyes open. So this is what I'm going to term as my hero shot in this footage. So after my hero shot is established, I'm going to create for myself an adjustment layer, okay, which is going to be where I'm going to apply my effect on. I barely do not touch the actual footage. All right, I always create an adjustment layer, and I duplicate it by holding Alt and dragging with the left mouse button upward to duplicate the layer. So I'm going to have two adjustment layers to work around. All right, so I'm going to click on the first adjustment layer, and I'll quickly go to color. All right, and immediately Lumetri color is opened up for me. Okay, so I don't touch any of these until I see what the LUT actually does, because sometimes the LUT can have a lot of contrast, but most often you're going to have to do a bit of color correcting, which is, I think, first of all, what you're advised to always do. But I'm going to see how my LUT will play around the footage without me doing any color correcting. All right, so I'm going to quickly navigate to find where I have my LUT stored. So I'm going to use my coffee brown skin LUT, which is a coffee brown skin low. Okay, and I'll apply it, and readily you notice that the skin is preserved and everything looks quite okay, but it's dark. All right, I have other samples. I have 3 looks. I'm gonna go with the coffee brown skin cool to see how it looks. Okay, this also looks different, but still the skin is preserved because of the same LUT properties, but a little bit of tweaks, which makes it different from each other. I'm gonna apply the coffee brown skin, and it also looks good. Okay, but I think I love this look than the coffee brown skin low, because you notice that it makes it darker. That's going to definitely work on a little bit overexposed shots, but because my shot is already well exposed, I'm going to go with the coffee brown skin LUT. Okay, so with the adjustment layer having the LUT applied into it, I'm going to do some few micro adjustments over here in the basic correction. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my highlights a little bit. Okay, open my highlights just a little bit, and I can see so much contrast right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the contrast to my left a little bit to reduce the dark contrasting look that it used to have. Okay, now I think I'm okay with where I am, but I'm gonna continue to push in some blacks in there. What I've noticed blacks to do is that it kind of distracts, you know, shots where the blacks are, it crashes them and it messes them up. So I barely don't touch it, but unless I have to do that when my contrast is too much, or probably my shadows can't be pulled in a while longer, I'm gonna have to resort to the blacks. I think my shadows are okay, so I'm gonna double click on this to send it back to 0, the default, and yeah, gonna leave my blacks as low as possible, but I'm still gonna have it applied a little bit more. Then you know, my whites are going to accentuate the highlights. The lighting was actually good for the shots, and so it accentuates the fact that you need to get your shots right out of camera, so that when you are working on it in post-production, you don't have so much to worry about to fix. Okay, so I think readily I like where it is now. I'm gonna push my temperature to the left a little bit to reduce the warmth that I have already, because the existing colors over there in the shots has a lot of warm tones because of the skin and the backdrop back there, as well as the lighting in the room that's affecting the wall. So that's basically how to apply LUTs. I'm definitely gonna have to do some micro adjustments to the footage no matter what, because it doesn't always play well depending on what shot it is, the lighting conditions. A lot of things come into play to determine how much adjustment you're going to do to your shots. Alright, so thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and turn on the post notification button. Of course, go check out my LUTs, download it. The link is down in the description of that video. I have it up there, so if you're interested, you click on it and send yourself right to that video. Download it out of the description and apply it to your footages, and I'm sure that you're gonna love it. So thank you very much once again, and I'll catch you later in the next video. Have a wonderful day.